How's it going, everybody? This is Josh Carter with Gobi Recon. Today, I'm gonna do a walk around on my Turltleback expedition that I take my family beach camping, mountain camping, short trips, weekend trips, long trips across the country. And I wanna explain why this is the right fit for us. Let me show you around. We have one of the access doors to our main storage compartment. It's passed through to the other side of the trailer, so it's easy to grab from either side. We got lights all the way around. We got a 270-degree awning that we use when it's sunny. On this side, we have Dometic hot water heater, traditional 6-gallon hot water heater, just like you would see in like a travel trailer. So it's easy for us to troubleshoot, stop in at like RV super center or something like that if we needed parts on the road. For tires, we went a little overkill on it. We went with the 35 BFG KM3 on just a steel wheel. It also uses like a traditional bearing set from a travel trailer. So nothing that needs to be imported, easy to find on Amazon or a super center or anything like that. Then we have extra propane for additional fire, or if you will run out on the kitchen side, we can use this as a backup. We have our Blue Ridge Tire Bag XL that we use mostly for trash. Every now and then we'll load it up with firewood if we're going somewhere that we don't have any trash. We have a spare, and then we carry 8 gallons of spare fuel if we need it. And this is the main reason that we bought this trailer. We wanted something that we could go into camp late at night, cook dinner real quick for our toddler and for the family without having to do any setup. We can back into a camp spot, not even unhook, and in a minute or two, start cooking dinner, get everybody fed and happy, and then start setting camp up while everybody's relaxing after having a full belly. So we have one stainless steel prep space right here that folds out. We have the slide out kitchenette that has a sink with hot and cold water, so it's easy for cleanup using hot water. We got all of our cleaning supplies underneath. We have a cook partner, dual burner stove, propane stove that we use, and then this is where we'll keep all of our kitchen utensils, LTWright knife set. The middle drawer is where all of our pots and pans and plates and cups reside. This is pretty much everything we've ever needed, and it's real similar to home as far as, you know, you got two skillets, 2 big pots, mixing bowls, strainers, so we can cook most of your traditional meals that you'd be cooking at home, minus like an oven. Up top is probably our favorite drawer, because that's where we keep all of our coffee, spices, French presses, aero presses, and then we got different sets of beans depending on what type of mood we're in, if we want dark or light roast. We do keep some extra Mountain House meals if we're really feeling like hungry and everybody's getting upset and we just need a quick meal. But this is the main reason why we got this trailer is the kitchen, being able to cook a full meal without no setup and ease cleanup, because you got a deep sink. You can lay all your pots and pans out while they're drying, and then at the end of the night just fold everything back up and make it bear and animal safe. Up top, in between the tent and the kitchen, we have a fold down storage area that we can keep chairs. This is pole storage. We keep like our spring rods, our shower awning poles, and a couple lights. And if we're going on an extended trip, we might keep an extra pole or 2 for the batwing. So if you were on the road or on the trail and you had a bearing failure and you didn't have any spares, you can sacrifice the bearings out of your spare tire holder, pull these bearings out, get you back on the road, then maybe ratchet strap the tire carrier back to the trailer, get to a spot where you can get another bearing set. And there's actually another hub that you could use if that also went bad. A nice little touch that Turltleback had, thinking about spares and redundancy on the trailer. So one of the big considerations in picking a trailer for us was American parts that we could source in a pinch if needed, and potential upgrades. With Turltleback, they've been building these trailers for over 7 or 8 years now, I believe. And I originally spec'd this trailer out with a standard torsion axle. And about 6 months after I picked up the trailer, they introduced a new A-arm coil spring style suspension. And they keep their previous customers in mind and make add-ons backwards compatible. And part of that is the suspension upgraded to 6 months afterwards. And it's an Icon bypass shock with a trailing arm and a adjustable coil spring that has 3 locations depending on your load out. This made a huge difference in ride quality on the trail and on the beach when we do our beach camping. Is each side can articulate based on the terrain, and you can run a higher tire PSI on your on-road based on how much weight you're carrying. It's definitely a big add-on that I did afterwards, and it was a quick half-day swap at Turltleback when I was out west a couple years ago. Another thing that Turltleback thought about was longevity. A lot of trailers, they'll just powder coat their frames and move on. Well, Turltleback took this a step further. Underneath this bed liner, they actually galvanized the frames so that they're rust proof. So you can scrape this frame across a tree, pull off all of the bed liner, and it's like a galvanized boat frame underneath it. And that was a big perk for me, knowing that I'd be taking this trailer off-road on our adventures. When the wife and I started talking about a potential trailer in our setup, she was pregnant. We knew that we were going to need more than a standard rooftop tent, and we also have a lazy 60-pound coonhound that is high maintenance sometimes, especially in colder weather. We still camp in the winter. Because of that kind of eliminated the teardrop style trailers that have a queen size mattress or maybe a full size mattress. We started looking at trailers that would have a rooftop tent option. Turltleback was obviously one of those trailers, and we started going down that route. Then we decided what size tent, who had the best options. And that's when we came to hi-vis Overland. They had a 87-inch wide tent that would give us plenty of room for us to sleep, the baby at the time, his diaper bags and toys and all the nonsense that comes along with a baby, and then also give us the option during colder months to take our dog and put her up top with us so that she could, you know, pile under some blankets and stay warm. During the winter, we all pile inside. We run like heated blankets normally, and then down blankets to stay warm. If it gets really cold, we'll run like a Mr. Buddy or a diesel heater downstairs in the annex room. So now we are at what I call the mission control of the trailer. This is kind of like where a lot of stuff accumulate, but this is where all of our commonly used items are. And this is where our main cutoff is, all of our switches for all of our components, hot water heater, power inverter, and charging ports, USB and regular cigarette lighter. The switches here are for external, internal, and kitchen lighting. Then we have turtle lights. So it's a green light that's underneath the trailer, and it also illuminates the 42-gallon water tank that's in the center. Accessory port that powers our fridge. Our safety circuit and water pump are for the kitchen. The safety circuit is a propane cutoff so that you can't open up the top drawer while you're cooking and potentially set it on fire. It'll trigger the propane cutoff, which is a nice safety feature. This little area, this is where we carry our Blue Ridge Overland Gear toiletry kits. Each person in the family gets one, except for the dog. And then we carry extra towels and some camp setup stuff. Up top, fire extinguisher, small first aid kit, radios for when we're in like a traditional campground and somebody goes to the bathhouse or they go to the pool, we can kind of talk back and forth. On the back of this, we have our water fill port, and there's also a water pressurized port. So if we're in a traditional campground and we don't want to travel with a full tank of water, we can just hook up a garden hose to it, pressurize the whole system, and leverage the campground as water. Down below, this is our 11-pound propane tank that powers the stove and the hot water heater. So this is our main storage compartment that we keep a variety of gear in. On that side, that's our secondary fridge. So if we're going on a week-long trip or extended, we'll either use that as a fridge or a freezer. We have a clean waste toilet for if we're not at a campground, we're dispersed camping. This is our access panel to winterize our hot water heater or to gain access to the water filter that is mounted directly behind this panel. Behind this panel also is our 42-gallon water tank. It's tied into what we call the Turltleback lights so that you can check your water level. Further on this back wall is we mounted a Brog Velcro panel and a 12-inch Velcro bag that we keep all of our koozies in. That way it's handy for the fridge. So our second big requirement for a trailer is to be able to have hot showers. Either we're dispersed camping or we're camping at like a national park that only has cold water only. And with our toddler, obviously rinsing him off with cold water after a long beach day or something like that probably wouldn't make him too happy. So with the Dometic hot water heater and plenty of water inside the trailer, we have an outside RV shower that we can stretch over, put into the shower awning, and have a decent shower off-grid, or just rinse off after being at the beach all day or something like that. It's quick deploy, so it's easy to fold out, roll up, and it can also be a bathroom if need be. Tongue box is where all the electronics live. This is where the batteries, inverters, solar controller reside, and some setup camping material. So as you can see, we have our dual batteries. They equate to about 210 amp hours, 2000 watt inverter for charging drones and batteries. Then we have our shore power. So if we're a traditional campground or if we're sitting at home and we just need to keep the batteries topped off, we can plug into that. And then we have a solar controller that we use a fold out solar panel for when we're camping like beach or off grid if we're going to be there for an extended amount of time. During the summer, since we're located in the southeast, we use some fans. Then we got tent stakes and extra cables for the solar and shore power. This is kind of like the guts of the trailer that power everything. No fuses, all circuit breakers, so it's easy to maintain, easy to troubleshoot. If you want to see our Jeep Gladiator that we tow our trailer with, you can check out the video right here. Hope you enjoyed the tour of our Turltleback expedition. And if you want to follow along on our family adventures, you can follow me on Instagram at goby_recon or on the interwebs at gobyrecon.com.